6 runs per game, 13 homers. They hit well with runners in scoring position, and they didn't pitch that well, but they hit enough that they made up for it. The Yankees are on a great streak, Al. So the bottom line, how are they doing this?
Well, I mean, listen, 5.9 runs per game, right? So you're getting a lot of runs. What I like about the Yankees is that it looks like you're getting a lot of production from a lot of different places. It's not just Judge. It's not just Stanton. I know Sanchez has struggled a bit. Didi's cold right now. But offensively, you're getting it from a lot of different players, and you're getting enough pitching. I think the bullpen's coming around. This is becoming more of a complete team.
All right, let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this game. It's brought to you by People's United Bank N.A. And Gio Gonzalez will get the start for the Nationals. He's been red hot of late. Masahiro Tanaka goes for the Yankees 4-2 with a 4.66. Al, one of the guys that Tanaka has to deal with is arguably the best player in baseball. It's Bryce Harper.
Yeah, and I think he's looking to get paid this winter. But listen, Bryce Harper, we know about him. If you're a baseball fan, this guy can hit it out of any ballpark. You talk about 13 home runs, tied for Major League Baseball with a few other players. But listen, Michael, I think it's a situation. I don't want to see him hit. I think he struggled off and on. He's batting .236. He does get out of his swing. He walks a lot. If you throw in that sweet zone, as I said, he can hit it out of any ballpark. You got to be careful if you're Yankee pitching. Make the next guy beat you.
This should be fun. This should be a very fun series. We are moving closer to baseball. When we get back, lineups, first pitch, Yankees Nationals. It's a baseball game next, right here on Yes. LGO LED TV with AI Thin Q. By Planet Fitness, the world judges, we don't. Be free. And by your local Kia dealers, visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. Nationals and the Yankees. Both teams absolutely red hot. Nationals have taken the field. Gio Gonzalez taking his warm-ups, and we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Yankees. Brought to you by Lexus. Aaron Judge in center field, or Aaron Hicks in center field leads off. Aaron Judge in right back second. Hitting third, the left fielder, Giancarlo Stanton. Gary Sanchez will catch, he'll clean up. The number 5 hitter, shortstop Didi Gregorius. Tyler Austin at first base will bat 6. Batting 7th, third baseman Miguel Andujar. Batting 8th is the pitcher, Masahiro Tanaka. And Gleyber Torres at second base will bat 9th.
And on the mound, Gio Gonzalez will be facing that Yankee lineup. Tough lineup, especially against left-handed pitching. You see his numbers, I'll tell you what, he's tough. This guy doesn't throw as hard as he once did when he won 20 games, but he's got effective off-speed pitches. Let's take a look at the pitcher scouter report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. This is it right here. Good change, good curve combo. He's going to be in the low 90s. His changeup is excellent at 174 batting average. Consistent quality, he really has been, especially the last few starts. He's only given up 2 runs in 3 starts. And Bombers bomb him with an asterisk, Michael. In 8 career starts, he's 1-5 with a 6.65 ERA. My asterisk is he hasn't pitched against the Yankees since 2015. So we'll see about tonight.
The beginning of a 2-game set. Yankees, a 3-city road trip starts tonight. And we're hoping that the weather holds up. Some bad weather in the forecast. Hicks is ready. Gonzalez is ready. Let's do it from D.C. And the pitch is low, and we're underway. Lance Barksdale, the home plate umpire. Ronald Culpa at first. Will Little at second. Ted Barrett, the crew chief, is at third. Ground ball to short. Turner to Reynolds. One away. Let's take a look now at the Nationals defense, which is presented by Geico. In the outfield, Adams, Stevenson, and Harper. That's left to right. Infield, it's Rendon, Turner, Kendrick, and Reynolds, third to first. Severino behind the plate. Gio Gonzalez is on the mound. Nationals certainly dealing with their share of injuries, which we will get into as we move along. Here's Aaron Judge. And the pitch outside, 1-0. Judge had a good homestand, 12 for 34 when the Yankees won 7 of 9. Yankees have won 7 straight series. First time they've done that since 2011. And the last time they won more than 7 straight series, you have to go back to 1998 when they won 9 straight series. And there's the breakdown. So they didn't exactly beat Little Sisters of the Poor. They played good teams. There's a strike.
But they had a pretty good left-handed pitcher.
Yes, which is always a factor that evens things out. Judge down looking. 2-away.
Well, we're seeing it already, Michael. The curve changeup combination. He's going to get in fastball counts and throw something off speed. That's just an excellent pitch. You saw Judge get locked up. He was hoping it'd be outside corner. Lance Barksdale didn't see it that way.
Here is Giancarlo Stanton. He had been red hot his last 6 games, 9 for 23. That's .391, 3 homers and 7 ribbies. And those are his numbers after 40 games, remarkably similar to last year when he finished with 59 home runs. And the one thing that we've seen, he punishes left-handed pitching and has really struggled so far against righties.
Just the lefties in the last 16 games that he's faced. 769 batting average with 5 home runs.
Swinging on 3-0, he fouls it off. So we told you how he has hit lefties very well. That's what he's done this season, 16 for 35. But strangely, Al, look at the numbers against Gonzalez, 6 for 31 with 9 strikeouts, hitting just .194.
Yeah, when you have a pitcher like Gio Gonzalez, especially the last few years, Gio, we're watching it already. He throws backwards. You see a lot of changeups, curveballs, make hitters swing at balls.
And there's ball 4. Well, let's take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's hot and humid, I'll tell you that. 85 degrees, humidity 60%, wind 18 miles per hour. Forecast is mostly cloudy, thunderstorms possible. Here's Gary Sanchez. And there's the strike. Just underway, Yankees and the Nationals, beginning of a 2-game interleague set.
You look at that 206 batting average, Yankee fans are saying this is not going to stay. This guy's too good of a hitter, but how far he's come, Michael, from about 30 at-bats into the season, 056 batting average when you go back to the Boston series back in April. So he's actually worked his way up to this still low number at 206.
He's 5 for 23 on the homestand. Fly ball, right side. And that'll make the seats out of play. We are coming to you from probably the highest vantage point that you do a game in the big leagues.
Wait a minute, you said probably?
Well, I mean, Fenway's pretty high, but it doesn't seem like it's this high.
No, it's not this high. You're right. Fenway, I was thinking Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's high, too. but this, I believe, is higher. We are so high, Al, that I feel what Neil Armstrong felt when he walked on the moon.
And look at the glass. Michael wanted the glass closed because it's very warm. Are we going to open it up?
What a jackwagon. The 2-2, line drive, a base hit to left field. Adams cuts over, he's going to have to play it off the wall. Stanton is rounding third, they're going to hold him up right there. It's a double for Sanchez, second and third, 2 outs.
I mentioned about that 206 average for Gary Sanchez, his 9th double on the year. Another off-speed pitch from Gio Gonzalez. Watch this. This ball is up. You see where that Severino, the catcher, wanted it. Too high for the liking of Gary Sanchez. Nice hitting there. Watch here. Stays back. They're thinking middle, right center, because you're going to get a lot of two-seam changeups away. That ball's up. That's a nice pass at it. Good job of hitting by Gary Sanchez.
So second and third, 2 men out. Here's D.D. Gregorius. Amazingly, 1 hit in his last 35 at-bats. And now it's 1 for 36 as he grounds it to Kendrick. And Gonzalez gets out of trouble. No runs a hit. 2 men left on base. Yankees nothing, and the Nationals coming to bat.
Because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Back here in Nationals Park, the Yankees let an opportunity go by in the top of the first. Tanaka has taken them out, so we'll take a look now at the Nationals starting lineup, brought to you by Lexus. Trey Turner, the shortstop, leads off. Batting second and playing right field, Bryce Harper. Anthony Rendon at third base hits third. Cleaning up left fielder Matt Adams. Howie Kendrick at second base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing first base, just called up Mark Reynolds. Andrew Stevenson in center field will bat seventh. Batting eighth, the catcher Pedro Severino. And Gio Gonzalez will pitch, and he's going to bat ninth.
29-year-old right-hitter Masahiro Tanaka. He'll be making his ninth start. You see his numbers right there coming off of no decision. The Yankees ended up winning the game against the Red Sox, where he went 5 1/3 with 4 runs. Let's take a look at the pitcher scatter report, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Slider, split, fastball. That's the ratio. He throws a lot of sliders and splits. He's got to be down the zone. Lowest fastball percentage in baseball. You're talking about at a clip of 28% of his pitches are fastballs. And mission control, his strikeouts to walks, we're talking historically low.
Hit sharply to short. On the short hop, Gregorius. And he gets Austin. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense presented by Geico. You've got Stanton in left, Hicks in center, and Judge over and right. In the infield is Andujar, Gregorius, Gleyber Torres, and Tyler Austin, third to first. Gary Sanchez behind the plate. Masahiro Tanaka is on the mound. So you can't hit it that much harder than Trey Turner just did, but a nice pick by Gregorius for the first out. Here's Bryce Harper. Harper hitting just .236, 13 home runs, and 30 runs batted in. Hey, strike.
Well, they put him in the 2 spot, Michael. He was leading off a lot. He's coming out of a 0 for 19 slump. He was 4 for 13 his last 3 games. And as I said in the open, you don't let this guy beat you. meaning that you start off with an off-speed pitch, stand him up with a fastball. You can eventually get to a split here. Tanaka, that's kind of his weakness down the way.
You can see major league leader in walks is Bryce Harper with 41, brought to you by your local tri-state Volkswagen dealers. There's a ground ball to the only man on the left side, Andujar, and he gets Harper 2 away.
Yeah, that's kind of textbook right there from Masahiro Tanaka. Off speed, tease him with a fastball in, and then that split down the way. And for a young man, I know he's going to get paid this winter, but, you know, to be patient and still swing at strikes as opposed to swinging out of the zone. And that's what a lot of the big league pitchers have been doing to him. And even though, as you just said, Michael, with the walks, you know, it's got to be hard. There's been a lot of injuries here. Big one, the biggest one is Daniel Murphy had the knee surgery. This guy here just came back from an injury. Zimmerman's down. They've had their injuries.
And a strike to Rendon. One and one. Yeah, the injury to Daniel Murphy really hurts. He's so important to this team. He actually reported to the Nationals spring training complex in West Palm Beach today and should begin playing in games soon. He's trying to come back from microfracture surgery on his knee. That is drilled to left field and deep. Turning and looking is Stanton. See ya. A home run for Rendon, and the Nationals lead 1-0.
On cue. Rendon coming back from being on the disabled list. Protection for Bryce Harper. Gets a 1-1 fastball in the inner half, his 4th home run on the year. You know, mentioned about how they struggled early on, but of late they've been very good. Won 13 of their last 15, and certainly seeing Rendon back is a good sight for the Nationals fans. Here. He's trying to go inside. You see Gary Sanchez.
That is drilled to left field and deep. Turning and looking and stands.
Just a little too much in the middle part of the plate. Tried to get it in. It did not. Good fastball hitter, Rendon.
1-1 on Matt Adams. Matt Adams has kind of reconfigured his game and his body since his days in St. Louis. He's lost almost 40 pounds. Soft ground ball, right side charging Gleyber Torres, and he gets the out for the final out. But Rendon hits a home run, and that's a run for the Nationals. We played 1-0, Washington over New York.
I'm Brett Gardner.
the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. We asked, do you like the idea of a pitcher batting in the 8th spot in the lineup? Yankee fan 9292 said, I think it's a good idea by Boone. Torres is used to the 9th spot and it strings together a professional hitter batting 9th with the top of the order. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid. Keep the conversation going. Tyler Austin takes outside. Al, you played the majority of your career in the National League. Are we done with this cute little experiment with pitcher hitting? Is it no longer fun?
I thought you were going to ask if I ever was asked to bat 8th. There's no chance.
I mean, it just... DeGrom almost got a serious injury batting. You can't afford to lose pitchers like that. And I think the trade-off of the little strategy, I don't get it.
Yeah. So, listen, if I was still playing, Michael, I love the National League brand because I got a shot at to get 3 strikeouts tonight because I'm going to face a pitcher. So I'm with you, and there's a reason why that there's only 2 leagues. One league is in Japan on the entire planet that has a pitcher hit. I just think where we're going, it is a less interesting game, I think, because of, the strategy of the pitcher, double switching and when to take him out and who's going to pinch hit and all of that strategy. So yes, I kind of lean that way, but there's also something that's pure about it. So I get why certainly the National League owners like it.
But one team's been doing it, one league's been doing it since 1973, and it doesn't seem like it's hurt the American League and the brand of baseball. So yeah, I get the strategy aspect of it, but you just proved your own point. You liked it when you were pitching because you wanted 3 strikeouts. Wow, that's exciting. That one is wrapped to right field off the bat of Andujar. It's going to be over the head of Harper and up against the wall. Austin will go to third, and Andujar will be at second. Second and third, nobody out for the Yanks.
Miguel Andujar. I mean, you coming in 282 batting average, 12 doubles, now 13. I know Meredith Marakovich will have something to say about Brandon Drury being down in AAA, but you look at this kid, Mike. They knew he was going to be able to hit, where he was going to play. Right now, solidifying third base, that is a rope to right field. Love the approach. You talk about getting offense from so many different places.
Here's Tanaka. They bring the infield in. So putting him 8th in this case hurts the Yankees because you'd have Torres up now rather than Tanaka, but a lot of managers do this.
Well, I'll further that. Now, that's a good point. You do it because of what you mentioned about having a guy like Gleyber Torres who will be potentially leading off some innings with Torres, Hicks, Judge, Stanton. Listen, if I was pitching right now and I knew that Masahiro Tanaka was on deck, you think I'd give that young man something to hit right now if he was up? No, I wouldn't. He would swing at 2 pitches off the plate in hopes that he would swing at a ball, and then I would get Tanaka. But again, Michael, this is part of the strategy that you don't find interesting.
But that doesn't work, Al. They gave Andujar something that he could hit for a double. So, I mean, we're laughing at the fact that Tanaka looked lost at the plate. So we think it's entertainment that there's an aptitude?
Well, you don't like bunting or hit and run, I guess, because, second and third, obviously, unless it was a safety squeeze for a guy that hasn't handled the bat, which you wouldn't do. Because bunting has become a lost art.
They back the shortstop and second baseman up. Here's Torres. Foul back.
I'm just saying that the strategy in National League for pitchers, if they have a sense of knowing what they're doing, you end up pitching even 6, but normally 7, 8, 9, right? But you'll even push that up to 6, 7, 8 to get to the pitcher. And that strategy is part of this brand of baseball. You either like it or you don't. I get it, Michael, because I'm kind of on the fence, only as a fan that, I don't want to watch a pitcher look feeble most of the time and strike out. Not every guy's a terrible hitter.
Well, I love the strategy that it brings, but I don't think it's enough of a trade-off. The 0-2. And that one gets away from Severino, but staying put at third is Austin. How about this stat, Al? Since May of 2014, Yankee pitchers in interleague play are 3 for 74.
Is that good?
No, I believe that when American League teams play in National League ballparks, it's unfair.
And let's even go further. The World Series.
Yeah. One, two. Strike three. Torres down looking. So second and third, nobody out. Now second and third, 2 outs.
Wow. That is just, again, a paint strike, as he did with Aaron Judge in the first inning. You see Torres is just giving up on it. That ball looks like he was off the plate. Let's see if Lance Barksdale, he's on the inside part of the plate. He wants it backdoor. That's barely. That may have been just off the plate.
Here's Aaron Hicks. Second and third, 2 outs in the second. 1-0 Nationals on the Rendon home run. Yankees made a roster move before the game. They activated Clint Frazier from AAA, and they designated for assignment David Hale. And with the National League play, with pinch hitters, double switches, they wanted to have another guy on the bench, and Frazier's been red hot at AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. So there's the Yankee bench.
Pretty good bench.
2-0, 2-1. Two and two.
Just good, smart, veteran-type pitching right here. Gio Gonzalez been around. I mentioned a few years ago he won 20 games. That's a fastball knee-high, supposed to be on the corner. I think Aaron Hicks was looking for one of those off-speed pitches because he's watching now. All these guys watching curves, changeups, more changeups and curves so far, leading up to this 35th pitch in his fastball.
3 and 2 with Judge on deck. Tyler Austin led off the inning with a single to center. Then Andujar hit one over the head of Harper in right for double. Second and third, nobody out. Tanaka struck out. Torres struck out looking. And now Hicks with a 3-2 count and 2 outs, and Judge on deck. Swing and a miss, pulled the string 76 miles an hour. And Gonzalez strikes out 3 in a row to get out of trouble. We go to the bottom of the second. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on all models. By People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people. And by Buick. Visit tristatebuick.com for great lease offers. Here in Washington, D.C., we go to the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Nationals. Howie Kendrick leads off, and there's a strike from Tanaka. Well, the Yankees certainly had an opportunity in the top of the second. They could not get it done. And the Rendon home run, the only run in the game so far. Kendrick rips one to left field, and that ball is off the base of the wall. Stanton plays to Karam, and Kendrick with a leadoff double.
With all of the injuries, Howie Kendrick, a veteran, has been around a long time, has been their most consistent hitter with regard to average. .299 up until this at bat there. That's a hanging slider out over the plate, left it up. Howie Kendrick, as good hitters do, got a good pass out of 14 doubles on the year. You know, to think of that, Michael, here's a guy, you know, he's with the Angels, went to the Dodgers and the Phillies, and he's done a nice job. Speaking of that, Mark Reynolds, how about this pickup? Down in Bradenton.
Well, he was another one of the free agents that could not find a home. And this is a guy who had 30 homers and 97 ribbies last year. A guy with 281 career home runs, could not find a home and had to accept a minor league deal with the Nationals. And only Zimmerman's injury got him called up. And then you look at Kendrick at second, Al. He saw the landscape that his other players didn't. Nationals liked him and said, we'll give you 2 years, $7 million. He said, I'm taking it because there's not a lot of money out there. Or he could have been in one of those free agent camps. And a lot of those guys that waited, they're not performing at the highest level right now.
I want you to go back and say 30 home runs. Now, granted, it was Colorado last year, so you give them a little skew there, right? Because it's a great place to hit. But 30 home runs, 97 RBIs, you probably would have said, okay, but he batted about 230. No, he batted 267 and couldn't find a job. He is a guy that strikes out a lot, 175 strikeouts last year. But nowadays, that doesn't really seem to move the needle for general managers. You can hit home runs. They claim an outs and out.
Tries to pick off Kendrick, was close, but he got back in time.
They saw something. You see that Tanaka very close. He tore it right there. This is an easy throw. You just nail it right on the bag. Well, keep him close. And the big thing about that is, yeah, you'd love to get a pickoff there, but if there's a hard base hit to the outfield, that makes a bang-bang play at home favorable to the Yankees. That's a good split right there, Michael. Late finish. That's where Tanaka, if he's gonna go deep into the game, you see the grip, stays on it, and then good finish. You got to throw it real hard, high to low. That's a tough pitch to lay off. A guy struck out 175 times last year. I'm throwing that again.
Two and two. Reynolds got called up over the weekend and hit 2 home runs in a game against the Diamondbacks. In fact, the Nationals swept the Diamondbacks in a 4-game set in Arizona. And the Diamondbacks had not lost a series before that sweep. They were 10-0-2 in their previous 12 series. And the Nationals, one of the hottest teams in baseball, they won 13 of their last 15. Swing and a foul ball.
Yeah, the Nationals are a good team. I mean, they're gonna see, if not the best pitcher in the game, 1 or 2 tomorrow with Scherzer. Davey Martinez, first time as a manager, all those years as a bench coach under Joe Madden. Good guy.
Certainly waited his turn. He's 53 years old. Interviewed for a lot of jobs. Finally got this one. 2-2. And we saw a lot of guys who got their teams into the playoffs actually lose their job. Dusty Baker here just couldn't take that next step. You know, Joe Girardi in New York, 7th game of the ALCS, and he was not asked back.
How about the grumblings or rumors with the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Dave Roberts, a win away in Game 7 of the World Series from winning it. And Andrew Friedman came out and said, listen, if you're going to blame anybody, blame me. The Dodgers are...
Also the Red Sox with John Farrell. Eighth pitch of this at bat coming up. Swing and a miss. He got him. One away.
It's a good pitch. It had less movement, but it looked like the same pitch, that split finger. You have a veteran guy mentioned about, yeah, there it is. He threw it more like it's almost reacted like a sinker. It's a very good pitch, smart pitch. You got the young Andrew Stevenson on deck. Don't let a guy that hit 30 home runs last year beat you.
Here's Stevenson playing center field. Adam Eaton on the 60-day DL. Just had ankle surgery. So we're talking about Murphy, Eaton, Wieters just went on the DL. Zimmerman, those are important people in this lineup.
Very much so, Michael. I mean, Rendon is a great sight for the Nationals. What does he do? He hits a home run. He's just come back from a toe injury. This is a good team. If they're the one weak spot, like many teams, is the bullpen. The bullpen's sitting closer to the bottom as far as ERA.
Let's check out the injury report brought to you by Montefiore. Doing more as Gary Sanchez will go out and talk with Tanaka. Murphy, 10-day DL right knee, but he has not played all year. Adam Eaton, 60-day DL left ankle, had been bothering him. And then he would shut it down and feel better, and then he would start activity and would be in trouble again. Inflammation. They went in, surgically repaired a flap. Matt Wieters, left hamstring, just put on the 10-day DL. And Ryan Zimmerman, who's been battling this all year, off to a terrible start, back soreness, 10-day DL.
The sign of every good team, right, Michael? You know, where do you find the offensive help, or where is the star for every night? 13-2 in the last 15 games. One of the hotter teams in baseball.
2-1 on Stevenson. Kendrick on second, led off the inning with a double. 1-0 Nationals on the Rendon home run in the first. Three and one. Severino on deck. Three and two.
That's the pitch right there that you could see where Tanaka, when he's feeling right with both his split and his slider. This is a 3-1 count to a young hitter, very good hitter. Minor league guy Andrew Stevenson, second-round pick out of LSU a couple years ago, but pulls the string. And again, the strategy when you get lower in the order in a National League lineup with the pitcher in the hole.
Ground ball left side, under the glove of Didi and into left center field. Kendrick will score. Looks like an RBI single for Stevenson, and it's 2-0 Nationals.
Kendrick got in the way of his sight because it just got under his glove. You know, he went far enough, but Dini's so athletic and going so far, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. And it looked like Howie Kendrick may have blocked him out or had a blind spot. Looked like a ball that, let's see where the ball is as far as in front of. He had to step over it a little bit. I don't know if that had some effect on Dini getting to that baseball. At least knock it down. He knocks it down. It's first and third.
Here's Pedro Severino now. 2-0 Nats.
He can run. Andrew Stevenson a couple years ago, 39 stolen bases in Double-A.
Line into left center field. That is a base hit. Splits the outfielders and goes to the wall. Stevenson rounds third. He's coming home. The throw is not in time. It's an RBI double for Severino. It's a 3-0 Nationals lead.
We're talking about it with the pitcher on deck. This is a first pitch fastball, almost center cut. Mistake for me. You got a guy that's in front of the pitcher. Generally, they're good fastball hitters. Severino got a good pass at that. You talk about making sure that you continue to make the pitches. Something off speed. One out. You got the pitcher on deck. Just a mistake location-wise.
Yankees expecting the bunt. Swinging away. 0-1.
Gio, not much of a hitter. 0.56 batting average. He's got 1 hit in 18 at bats.
Oh, 2. Fouled away. Gonzalez, 1 hit in 18 at bats this year. And the 0-2. 1-2. Tanaka struggling. He's allowed 4 hits and 3 runs so far. 1 in the first, 2 here in the second. Runner at second with 1 man out. Swing and a miss. 2 away. Here's Trey Turner. And that one gets past Sanchez. And heading to third is Severino.
Wow, that had big break. This is slider. I don't know whether Sanchez was crossed up because he was setting up on the inside part of the plate. I mean, you're as a right-handed pitcher, you want that slider to go away from the righty. Watch him set up. It's more middle in and he just waved at it. He didn't react as though he got crossed up.
We're waiting to see how they score that. It's a pass ball. Two and 0. Goes around, 2-1.
That's a pitch right there. You got Bryce Harper on deck. Trey Turner, good hitter. He pulls the string, looking heater. Yeah, he went. Not only did he go, it was a strike.
Two and 2. Want to take care of Turner with Harper on deck.
Severino at third base. You know, that split slider, the pitch you want to throw right here. Pitcher's pitch is down the zone. You got to trust Gary Sanchez will block it.
2-2. Line drive. Left field. Right there is Stanton. He puts it away for the final out. But the Nationals get 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 man left on base. We're going to go to the third. It's 3-0 Nats. Friday, May 25th, when the Yankees take on the Angels. It's Yankees freezer glass night, and the first 18,000 guests 21 and older receive a Yankees freezer mug courtesy of Budweiser. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. So Tanaka and Sanchez talking things over. And here's Aaron Judge. And there's a strike from Gio Gonzalez. We start the third inning, and the Nationals are up 3-0. Judge struck out looking in the first. Judge has a 7-game RBI streak. And during those 7 games, hitting .385. Two and 2 on Judge. Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez here in the third. And the 3-2. And Judge walks. Leadoff walk, that'll bring up Giancarlo Stanton, and it leads us to the Chief Hitter Scouting Report. Out.
Well, Giancarlo Stanton, 28-year-old, right? This guy, I'll tell you what, watching him do a lot of different adjustments, and certainly the most dramatic is that closed stance. A career of extra base hits. You talk about his first 1,000 hits, 499 of them were extra base hits. You know who was ahead of him? Babe Ruth and Adam Dunn. Crushes lefties, I mentioned it most recently, especially almost 800 clip. This guy's tough on lefties and righties, certainly Gio Gonzalez. And then the closed stance, Michael, I just think it's interesting. He got hit in the face, as we know, a few years ago. This is old school for me for just staying closed.
This should be 2, and it is.
And I think really his approach of staying on it, 2 things. You got to turn back to the backstop, and you know, if there is a ball that's inside, I think it gives him comfort. But also his best approach to me is guys throw here. So if you already closed, well, he flew his hip there a little bit, is that you're going to drive the ball that way. And like Judge and Stanton, they have such tremendous power. Easy swings, right center field. We know at Yankee Stadium, I was watching batting practice, both of these guys. Easily at will, just going out here in a ballpark that's not easy to hit. I know it's batting practice, but when you look at the approach of really good hitters and guys like a guy like Stanton, who's won an MVP, and certainly Judge betting 300, and this guy when he gets going, there's so many hits to right center, in their case, home runs.
Quickly 0-2 on Sanchez, who doubled the left in the first inning. Yankees have had their opportunities, second and third. 2 outs in the first. Gregorius grounds the second. Second and third, nobody out in the second. Tanaka strikes out. Torres strikes out. Hicks strikes out. So they've left 4 runners on base.
I mentioned about Gio Gonzalez. I won't say he reinvented himself, but his velocity's down from when he won 20 games a few years ago. But you're looking at a crafty guy that knows what he's doing, knows how to pitch, the assortment of what we're watching here. And not only, Michael, we watching curveballs and changeups, but as he did to Judge, stand him up with a few fastballs and then to get to off speed. Or that changeup away. You know, he's mixing it up enough. And a little changeup down the way.
Fly ball, right center. And Harper and Stevenson were looking at each other. Harper makes the play. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third. Mariano Rivera, Eric LeGrand. Second group of 4 seasons, Debbie Harry, astronaut Scott and Mark Kelly. How about this third group? Little Steven and the Boss, Whoopi Goldberg and Buzz Aldrin. And then Al Leiter, Joe Piscopo. That's really, really cool. Having on May 6th, Asbury Park. And you're a Hall of Famer, Al.
Can you believe it? Don't answer that.
I can. You've done great things, and you've represented Jersey proud.
You know, thank you, Michael, and thank you, Billy Boland, for putting that together. Yeah, listen, it was an honor. It's a pinch me moment. I couldn't believe it, and then the people that were also inducted. Yeah, it's one of those days, nights that I'll never forget.
Here's Bryce Harper. Did you get a chance to talk with Bruce Springsteen?
I did. So he introduced Stevie Van Zandt at the end. Stevie was the last inductee, and then they sang, and then we all came out. And, you know, on the stage, Bruce came over and we said hello.
Ground ball into the shift. Gleyber Torres is there. Meryl Streep also got inducted.
She did. But she wasn't there, right? Like the 11th hour, disappointing to everyone because there's an HBO show. Gosh, my daughters know the show. What's the show? Big Little Liars or something like that? Or?
Pretty Little Liars. Yeah, I think Pretty Little Liars.
All right, so she had some kind of taping, and yeah, that was the only disappointment. But what a night.
It's hard to be disappointed when Springsteen shows up.
Right, yeah.
And you.
Yeah, right.
So congratulations. Here's Rendon.
Big Little Lies, Season 2 of HBO. Thank you, Meredith. But now that you mention it, I want to mention a guy. His name is Mr. Hansen, John Hansen. Huge Yankee fan. I know he's listening, watching tonight. He was friends with Mr. Steinbrenner, was around the team in a way with ownership, and he was also inducted with Steve Forbes as like business entrepreneur enterprise.
Cool.
What a gentleman. What a night, really.
Did you give a good speech?
You know, they told us, listen, don't be long. So I obeyed, and I was like maybe the fourth one out, and then not everybody obeyed the short speech. Can you believe it?
Well, I mean, we tell you that every night. You don't obey us.
But I think about it after, because they're like 1 minute intro. Joe Piscopo, by the way, was hilarious. And then there was
3-1. 3-2.
So if I'd been introduced a little later, Mariano Rivera, who's friends with Buddy the Cake Boss.
Okay.
You know, and he introduced, you know, and that was a beautiful speech. But yeah, I think I would have taken advantage of the moment, because you don't get inducted to those things more than once.
Shift is on for Rendon. 3 infielders on the left side. And Tanaka's working from the stretch. Fly ball center field. Hicks can't see it. Judge does. And cuts in front to make the play. Hicks could not see it. Guess it's that time of night right now.
That is exactly what it is, Michael. This is the twilight, where the sky is not black yet, and it's kind of that blue-gray. And an excellent job by Aaron Judge. You think, you know, the center fielder is the commander out there, right? He's the field general. He gets left center, right center. But look at this. Aaron Judge took a peek, realized that Hicks did not have it. There was a small gap to go there, and he immediately saw Aaron Hicks was not under it. Nice job by Aaron Judge to make up that. Well, that would have been a base hit, maybe a double.
Al, talk me through this. Tanaka never pitches out of the stretch without a runner on base. What's he trying to accomplish?
So listen, obviously this would be something to talk to Larry Rothschild tomorrow. You know, there's sometimes when guys with their delivery feel more comfortable from the stretch. You know, we see that from relievers, talking about Mariano Rivera. You know, most every reliever comes from the set because there's guys on base. My guess is there's a simplicity of his delivery that maybe he feels better coming from the stretch. I can't imagine anything other than that. You know, last inning he gave up the double to Howie Kendrick. He was from the stretch the whole time. And the first inning he gave up a home run, but he was winding up that whole inning, other than the home run he was winding up. It was a solo.
Ground ball to Gleyber Torres in shallow right. He gets Matt Adams, and a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. Tanaka finally retires the Nationals in order, and he thought there was trouble in center field. Oh, thank you, Aaron Judge. trivia to the Capitol. Under what 5 presidents did the Yankees win 3 or more World Series?
Well,
I think
50s, 60s, right?
I think they might have won 3 with George W. Bush.
Yeah, that's an easy one, right?
No, they said no.
Oh, so Clinton was in there.
Well, I know Clinton was in for at least 1. Audi scoreboard, 3-0 Nationals. It's hard to believe when you watch Didi Gregorius play in April that he could actually be 1 for his last 36. It doesn't look like the same player. His average is at 259. High fly ball left field. And the ball drops. And Gregorius will reach. They were both having trouble. Center fielder Stevenson, his arms wide out. Adams came over. And they collided and the ball dropped.
Wow, that didn't have anything to do with this guy right there. You see Andrew Stevenson, the young center fielder. Matt Adams was his first baseman with the Cardinals. I don't know whether he just thought, I'm going to get everything. That is clearly a left fielder's ball right there on the Mercedes-Benz Yes-Mo. Somebody's got to call it off, and you got to be real loud. You see Stevenson kind of his arms out, but Matt Adams, he's lining it up as well, so he doesn't see that unless you're loud. It looked like a straight fly ball to left to me.
And it's an E7. You know, you look at where that, now they on the board it says E8. That is E8, okay.
It's got to be E8. I was going to say he got ripped off of that for the center fielder coming over to catch his ball.
There's a sign in left field in front of the bullpen, the Yankee bullpen, for Stanley Tools. That's where that ball was. That's how far Stevenson came over. He invaded Adams' space. Now, in fairness, Al, if the center fielder calls for it, it's still his ball. But I think that Adams was just shocked that Stevenson was there.
Yeah, this is, look, already, now that's a high fly ball, so he could be camped. Now, if Matt Adams, who is a regular first baseman, just took a peek, you could see to the center fielder, although I think it was wrong, but Stevenson would have caught it. He went a long way. Nationals trying to find a spot.
According to StatCast, Stevenson traveled 96 feet to get there. Matt Adams a 1.5 feet. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 on Tyler Austin.
Well, make it hurt. You got a lead off out gift. Didi at second base. We mentioned about Didi, how hot he was in the beginning, Michael. You know, just really shows how mental this game is. It is. Assuming there's nothing wrong, which I wouldn't suspect there is, but you know, you just go through the ebb and flow. When a guy is hot, you just run with it. I mean, look at the disparity there.
It's amazing. It really is. It's amazing. Al, if you're on the mound and something like that happens, and you know, in your head you see the fly ball as 1 out, how much do you have to fight getting frustrated and angry?
It depends where you are in your career. I think, you know, at times, or even if you're begging for outs because you're struggling, I don't see that in Gio Gonzalez. And you know, listen, everybody in the ballpark and everybody watching saw what happened, so it's not your fault as the pitcher. It's going to make you throw more pitches, and yes, it's going to be harder, but that's part of it. That's what makes this game a great game. You know, an easy fly ball to left. In the major leagues, this isn't a high school 4A game. in the major leagues, and they clank it. So, you know, who's the pro? Who's the guy that just continues to grind out his job? And as a pitcher, it's to make a pitch right here.
Fly ball deep right, going back. It's Harper turning, looking. See ya! A 2-run home run for Austin. Yankees are on the board. It's 3-2 Nats.
Wow. I mean, that quick, Mike. Now, did it affect him? I don't know. I mean, you talk about Didi struggling. Tyler Austin was 0 for 12 on the homestand. And here he is 2 for 2 with a home run opposite field on a high, like a hanging curveball. So I don't know whether there was a little woe is me after the fly ball dropped.
That kid has some power the other way. Here's Andujar. 1-0.
Watch here. Yes, it is. A hanger, and that ball's middle, ends up being outer half. He stays on it. That's a beautiful swing. Good approach to a guy. And Gio Gonzalez has been showing these right-handers that he'll kind of curve the ball on the outside part of the plate for a guy who was struggling. At least for the homestand, 0 for 12.
One and 2 on Andujar, who doubled over the head of Harper in the second inning. Gonzalez had allowed only 1 home run in his previous 8 starts. Hey, what a testament to Andujar that the Yankees took Brandon Drury off the rehab assignment. He was running out of time. He ran out of time on Monday. And they optioned him to AAA because this guy's just doing too well to be taken out. And Aaron Boone talked, Al, about they liked when he started to struggle. Like he came out of the gate, everything was an extra base hit, but when he started to struggle, he didn't give up, and he grinded out hits and kept himself relevant. And that's why Brandon Drury's at Scranton Wilkes-Barre now.
And it shows you, you know, listen, this is a league of results. And, you know, there's a lot to be excited about what Brandon Drury brings to the roster. But he deserves it. So they're doing the right move by keeping this young man in the big leagues.
Meredith, Brian Cashman spoke about this today.
Well, Michael, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. He spent parts of the last 4 seasons in the majors, accounting for 297 games. And according to Cashman, as you said, more a victim of circumstances rather than anything else. The Yankees have a good thing going right now. They really felt as though Miguel Andujar has impacted things up here, and they really just didn't want to shake things up. They believe that he's a major league level player right now. He's feeling much better, and they feel as though the continued rehab and continued treatment will do Brandon Drury well. But he also did not mince words, saying, we did not trade for Drury to have him play in AAA. We believe that he is going to impact the team at the major league level. Right now, just not room for him on the roster, but Cashman did say they would be open to having both Andujar and Drury on the roster at the same time.
Well, they might be open to it, but one of them is not going to get the at-bats. But Drury can play more positions than Andujar. As he chases that off-speed pitch outside, so 1 away. And here's Tanaka.
This is just exploiting a hitter was in hit mode or swing mode. Pitch that was off the plate.
And Cashman also said that Drury is going to continue to play third base in the minors. They are not going to move him around. And the Yankees gave up some talent to get him in that deal. And they looked at him as the third baseman of the future, but Andujar said, well, wait a minute. Grounded back to the mound. Gonzalez will get Tanaka 2 away.
Well, I mean, it's the sign of an organization that's deep, right, Michael? I know we've talked about it often about, you know, replenishing the minor leagues, and it's as good as any in baseball. And then you insert other players, big league caliber. Yeah, you have a logjam. You've got players that can play in the big leagues on most teams in AAA.
And if you look at what they have in the minors, they have a plethora of talent. But every one of them cannot play for the Yankees. So you have to scout yourself better than other teams scout you and see who you will give up in deals. Because the guy could be buried in the minors for years if there's a young player in front of him. 0-2 on Torres, who struck out looking in the second. That was the 25th pitch of the inning for Gonzalez. He deals low.
Well, you look at Andujar. 6 years in the minor leagues, Michael. Last year, between Trenton and Scranton Wilkes-Barre, batted .315, 317 in AAA, 312 in AA. I know it's minor leagues, but you bet 300 at that level, you're deserving of a big league call-up.
Ground ball in the hole, backhanded by Turner. The long throw, not in time, as Torres gets an infield single.
See this replay here. I don't know whether Trey Turner didn't think he had it in his glove or just popped. Oh, it popped out of his glove, and then was able to get it in his hand. He's got a strong throw, but Leber Torres is just a little too fast after you get that bobble. Easily getting to first base. And Mercedes-Benz Yesmo, you see here, backhand and just hit off his heel, coming up in his hand. Yeah, I'd say he bobbled it enough.
Hicks swings and misses. And Hicks is out for the final out of the fourth. But the Yankees get on the board. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 big error, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Be a question as the presidents have their nightly race here. Under what 5 presidents did the Yankees win 3 or more World Series? Oh, now you're gonna have to wait. Howie Kendrick leads off, takes outside. 3-2 Nationals. Franklin Roosevelt 6, Truman 5, Clinton 4, Coolidge 3, and Dwight Eisenhower 3. And none of them in the race. Thomas Jefferson won the race. You know what messed me up is when the Yankees actually went to the White House, Audi scoreboard 3-2 Nationals, after they won in 2000 and Bush was there. So that messed me up. I think they might have gone once when Clinton was in office. I'm not sure if they won all 3 times. And the 4th championship came in 2000. Funny scene in the Oval Office. The whole team's in the Oval Office. And President Bush is speaking. And Yankee owner George Steinbrenner was there. Fly ball down the right field line, giving chase is Judge, and it's out of play. So President Bush was speaking, and then George Steinbrenner interrupted him. And he goes, the president goes, only you would think you can interrupt the president, and only you can interrupt me. And he let him talk.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
This was in the Oval Office?
Yeah, he brought us all, everybody into the Oval Office. Grounded to third, backhanded by Andujar, the long throw, and a beautiful scoop by Austin to get Kendrick.
Very nice by Tyler Austin. Not an easy play. Andujar backed up on it, kind of got him in position to where he had to make a strong throw. Nice play. There we go. Watch here, he back up 1-2 steps, and now he's like deep in the hole, Mike Schmidt territory. Nice play.
Some lightning overhead as the forecast is for thunderstorms. They are certainly crossing every single finger they have to get this one in, because the forecast for tomorrow is for rain all day, and then Thursday rain all day. And it's supposed to end sometime on Friday. Thursday is a mutual off day for these teams. So if it got rained out tomorrow, they might reschedule it for that off day. But the Yankees do have to travel to Kansas City at some point. 0-2 on Reynolds.
So you're talking potentially, if it's really bad tomorrow, what, a day game Thursday?
I would think, right?
Well, Michael, according to my Dark Sky app, rain starts in 35 minutes.
That's not an official game yet. 1-2. Did he go? No, he did not.
Ooh. Ron Kolpa, the first base umpire. Let's see the angle here. Does he? Yeah, no, you know, his hand's go in front, but he didn't break his wrist. The barrel didn't go out in front of home plate. I think that was a good call.
Two. Just missed nipping the outside corner, 3-2.
That's one of those, your pitcher, you nail it. It's your fastball, it's your best one of the night. You throw it where the glove is, and it's just off the plate. According to our little strike zone box.
We like to call it that, the little strike zone box. 3-2. Fly ball, shallow right, coming on is Judge, 2 outs.
Now this is one of those grind out starts. Every pitcher would love to throw a shutout. Every pitch. That's Tanaka, and the assortment of just enough fastballs. I mentioned he's got the lowest percentage of fastballs for Major League starters in baseball, 28%.
And a strike. Line to left field, and right there is Stanton. And Tanaka has retired 8 in a row. We'll go to the 5th. 3-2 Nats. Nationals over the Yankees on the GMC scoreboard. And Aaron Judge will lead off. Pitch low, 1-0. I wonder if Ryan Ruocco and Jack Curry are mobilizing right now in case of a rain delay. It's their time.
Hopefully they've eaten a lot of Bob Lorenz's candy.
Two and one. Did you ever increase your tempo when you knew rain was coming and your team had a lead?
Yes, good question. You betcha, Michael. Now look at there. Here they are, Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez. So you got to be careful there, and it's only a one-run lead. So I mean, you can't think that way. If a bigger lead, you betcha. I was trying to get through 5.
Well, that'll bring up Stanton, and when you think Stanton, you think home runs. He's got 10, Sanchez has 10, Gregorius 10, Judge 11. 4th quartet of teammates in Major League history with 10 or more home runs in the first 40 games. Most recently, the 2003 Rangers did it. 1-0 on Stanton. Al, we mentioned how Stanton has struggled this year against righties, and the breaking stuff away seems like it gives him a lot of difficulty. Is Gonzalez's success against him that way because the changeup moves away from the righty?
Yeah. So I think what Gonzalez does, he's got 2 ways of getting righties out. This curveball in. Now he missed there in on the plate.
Let's see if that finds grass. It does. It's a base hit. Judge will move to second. A bloop single for Stanton.
So there's a perfect example of well, baseball. I mean, he starts him out with a changeup and then a fastball that looked, I thought, had more of the plate, but it looked like more in the corner. You see where Pedro Severino's setting up. He wants this ball inside. Way closed stance. You're trying to go body line here, and he makes it just far enough out. He's strong, and he hit it in the right place. He's plopping in there 30 love, little blooper, sand wedge.
A lot of Yankee fans here. And you can hear them chanting, "Let's go Yankees," and the national fans getting a bit agitated. And that base hit was Stanton's 1,000th career base hit. When he tells the story in 40 years, it'll be a hard line drive. There's a strike, 1-1 to Sanchez. Sanchez 1 for 2. Yankees have had their share of base runners. They left 5 runners on base. They have first and second, nobody out here in the 5th. Second and third, 2 outs in the first. Gregorius grounded to second. Second and third, nobody out in the second. Could not get a run across. 3 straight strikeouts. The 2 runs on the board, 1 swing. Tyler Austin goes the other way for a 2-run home run.
Yeah, this is just corner right here. See Severino, watch him pull the glove up just enough. That ball was down slightly under the knees. Lance Barksdale, the only opinion that matters, saw it as a strike.
Two and 2. As Severino chases Judge back. Yankees 1 for 5 runners in scoring position tonight. Nationals 1 for 4. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. First and second for the Yanks in the 5th. They trail 3-2. Now the count 3-2.
Yeah, it's just, I'm watching Gio Gonzalez just grind it. He gets such good at bats. Just nearly every Yankee hitter, even if they're not getting hits. Judge leading the inning off with a walk, 2 walks tonight. Stanton, you know, you hit it out of the park, he bloops it in. Bryce Harper, the right fielder, plays deep. Now here another grind out at bat from Gary Sanchez. Up to 90 pitches.
Judge at second, Stanton's at first, Sanchez at the plate. A little bit low, and the bases are loaded. Gonzalez wanted that one.
Yeah, you know, the inconsistency, I think that's what Gio Gonzalez is upset with, because, well, that was even a little further down. Hoping a little too much there, because Barksdale, I thought, in one of the previous fastballs he called strike, very close to take.
Pitching coach Derek Lilliquist will have a couple of words with Gio Gonzalez.
Derek Lilliquist of the Atlanta Braves reliever for all those years. He flip-flopped with Mike Maddox, who was here for a long time as pitching coach. Greg Maddox's brother. He's now in St. Louis, and here's Derek Lilliquist, lefty.
First-year manager Dave Martinez. Nationals got out of the gate struggling, but he's held it together. Now they're on a run of 13-2. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here is Didi Gregorius, lefty-lefty. And Severino out to the mound.
Well, let's see this right here. This looks like a fastball. He got underneath it and almost whiffed it. Severino did. That's way off.
Looked like a cross-up, didn't it, Al? That's why he went out and talked with it?
Yeah, maybe so. He looked like he was setting up in, and I don't know if it was a cutter or definitely was not what Severino was waiting for.
And the 1-0. Grounded to first. They're coming home. They get the out there. That's all they'll get. So the struggles of Gregorius continue.
Yeah, I thought he'd get a good pitch there, and you knew that Gio didn't have anywhere to put anybody, so he gets a fastball. I thought this was a somewhat risky move. You talk about the strength of Mark Reynolds' arm. He was a third baseman. He's not playing up. Kind of behind the bag, so it's a long throw. Ends up paying off. You see where he's standing. If he was they're trying to cut off the runner at home, you'd be even with the bag, at least.
Here's Tyler Austin, 2-run home run. His last time up, he's 2 for 2. 1-0. Al mentioned Austin 0 for 12 on the Yankee homestand. But 6 home runs and 18 ribbies. Bases loaded now, 1 out. One and one.
Back in the 4th inning, the home run. This is a curveball, just up, out, over. You're talking, look at the strength of Tyler Austin. I know we talk about Stanton and Judge, justifiably so, and Sanchez. That is a strong man right there.
Count 1-2. Gonzalez, 96 pitches, 1 out into the 5th inning. Fouled the back.
Swinging at a couple balls out of the zone, and Gio Gonzalez taking advantage of that. Some of his best fastballs of the night. He's really not that 92-3 mile an hour guy. You see how far he missed Severino. He almost acting like it was a pitch out. Easily a ball, but Tyler Austin swinging at it.
Two and two.
They keep wanting to come inside. You see Severino 3 in a row setting up in, and Gio Gonzalez missing by about 3 feet.
Foul back.
I'll tell you right here, he's missing. He missed on every one of those fastballs. Austin is swinging in swing mode. All of these you're watching here, he wants this ball in here, and every one of them been up and away. Maybe going to the well one too many times. Tyler Austin starting to get a better feel for that 91 mile an hour fastball, even though he's swinging at a ball. I'm convinced, scout report wise, at least in this at bat, to come inside. Let's see if he does it again.
2-2. High fly ball, deep center. Stevenson back. He makes the catch on the warning track. Tagging is Stanton. He'll score. Sanchez moves to third. A sac fly for Austin. It's a 3-3 game.
That was clearly the play for Gio Gonzalez. He wanted to come in. Maybe he was scared off by the home run in the previous at bat. Tyler Austin going curveball opposite way. Every one of those fastballs didn't make it in until that one. He pulled his hands in. Luckily for him, because that did actually get corner. Then another inch or two out over the plate, and that's a center field grand slam. It goes right up to the 402.
Now first and third, 2 outs. Game tied at 3, so the Yankees have come back from down 3-0 after 2. They scored 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. And here's Andujar. 0-1. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Gonzalez. The Yankees have made him work in the 4th and the 5th. And he's due up second in the bottom of the inning. .28 in the 4th, 25 here in the 5th. One and two.
Well, you just set it up for next inning, Michael. That's your nationally branded baseball. 100, 105, 110 pitches. You're up in next inning. You're out. Second batter to hit.
Gets away, and Gregorius advances to second on the wild pitch.
Backdoor breaking ball, kind of the pitch that Andujar has been swinging at, and crossing the entire plate. Nice job by Pedro Severino keeping that ball in front of him, even though it advanced the runner. The ball would have gone back to the backstop. I think he's a bit ahead. Runner at third base.
2-2. Still 2-2. You always told me 15 to 18 is what you train for. It's like a fighter in a 3-minute round. This is like a 5-minute round for him.
No doubt. You start getting up into the, at least the high 20s if you get to 30. And Clint Frazier on deck, pinch hitting for Tanaka if he gets up here.
2-2. Foul back, still 2-2.
We saw what Mickey Callaway did with Jacob deGrom.
Yep.
He had a 45 pitch inning.
45 pitch in the first.
And took him out because of that. Now, I don't know if there's anything else going on there, Michael, but yeah, that's what the training is, basically. If you 12, 13, 14 pitch innings, beautiful. You start pushing into 25, 30, it's a mental grind and then becomes a physical grind.
That one gets away, runners stay put.
Another nice job by Severino keeping that ball in front of him. Keeping this game 3-3 right here. Wide base, knows that, hey, Gio Gonzalez, if you're a pitcher throwing 91 miles an hour, you got major league hitters that can hit it. It's an excellent defensive play right there by Severino.
Max Scherzer has praised Severino's defense. 3-2. Grounded softly to third. Foul ball. Long inning for Gio Gonzalez. Yankees have tied the game. So far, he stayed away from the big blow. The next pitch that Andujar sees will be his 9th pitch.
And over 30 pitches for the inning.
Now the foul ball right before that pitch was delivered. Sky kind of lit up with lightning. Jonathan Holder up for the Yanks.
And here comes the rain.
Remember, coming up next is Tanaka. So if Andujar works his way on, they will pinch hit for Tanaka. That's why Holder is up. 3-2.
Battle, fight. A lot of foul balls. And pitches per plate appearances are up. It's the cat and mouse. See very few throwaway at bats these days. Comprehensive scouting. Every hitting coach knows what pitchers are throwing, and the pitching coach knows what the hitters can't hit.
Grounded softly to short. Turner. And a beautiful scoop by Reynolds to end the inning. But the Yankees tie the score. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 men left. We're halfway through, 3-3. your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Yankees home screen icons and features such as the MLB.tv Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat tonight. Well, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here in D.C. Tanaka comes out the pitch the bottom of the 5th. If Van Duhar had gotten on, there would have been a pinch hitter, so he gets another inning. GMC scoreboard 3-3. Severino fouls it off. I guess the only way they would have let him bat is maybe Van Duhar hit a 3-run home run.
Yeah, get him, you know,
Right.
Listen, I know there's some, the sabermetricians out there that want to do away with the win, but I just think it's a great carrot, Michael. I do. I think if a starting pitcher is worth his salt, you want the W, you want the win. And if it means staying in an extra inning, I know this is only the 5th here, but he's got 62 pitches. And that's part of the National League Baseball, as we just saw potentially Van Duhar got on there. Yeah, Clint Frazier's getting up. You got a guy get taken out after 4 innings who was struggling early on. It seems like Tanaka has settled down. And that's the bummer of the National League, the flip side of it.
1-2.
If you're a pitcher and you're in a game like Tanaka, and often you get to see a guy who struggles first couple innings, and gives up the home run to Rendon.
Moises Sierra's on deck. He will pinch hit for Gonzalez. Grounded foul. Severino with an RBI double in the 2nd. Suero's up. So we'll see him next. Right to Stanton. 1 away. Tell you what, the times that we've seen him in left, he's looked more than adequate, and in spring training, like he was struggling in the spring training ballparks, but he's made some nice plays out there. And remember, that is not his natural position. Right field is. I think he's done a good job.
Yeah, listen, you talk to outfielders, that's the hardest position as far as the ball off the bat. You see more right-handed batters. The ball is hooking most of the time as opposed to right field slicing. And you're getting a lot of balls like this. It's a hanging split. It's a hard hit ball. And instead of it slicing away, it ends up cutting. I don't know whether he lost it in the lights there. It looked like he did a little bit. But yeah, no doubt. I think Giancarlo's settling rather nicely at in left field as he struggled a little bit early on.
Well, Larry Rothschild went out to the mound with Wander Suero pinch hitting. I'm sorry, Sierra's the pinch hitter. With Sierra pinch hitting, Suero's going to come in. They wanted to give him the scatter report, so that's what they did. They have 4 on the bench, 3 righties and a switch hitter, Wilmer Difo. So we've got Sierra up at the plate against Tanaka.
Yeah, always the general rule of thumb, pinch hitters in the National League, pinch hitters anywhere, but you get more pinchers in the National League because of the pitcher. They're fastball hitters. If you throw a heater, you throw it off the plate. Make them hit your out pitch. Split, slider. There you go. These guys hunt fastballs. They get up there. They don't want to get deep in the count. When you're pinch hitting, you're looking for a heater and you're swinging.
The other 2 righties on the bench, Michael A. Taylor and Spencer Keeble. Great baseball name. Popped up, shallow right center. Judge is there to make the play. As he retires the pinch hitter, Moises Sierra.
Nice job. There's a lot of room here at Nationals Park. I watched Bryce Harper. He plays very deep. You gotta cover a lot of ground. Not only center field, this is a fair ballpark for pitchers. Ball's a little quirky out there with that Koch sign, National sign. It kicks out pretty far. Center field 402. I said Koch or Coke?
Coke. One of our big sponsors.
Coke Industries.
Oh, and 2 on Turner. Grounded to third, backhanded by Andujar. Sets his feet and fires. And gets the speedy Turner for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. Tanaka has retired 10 in a row. We'll go to the 6th, 3-3. Gio Gonzalez done after 5 innings, and now the right-hander Wander Suero will make his 5th appearance of the year. And with Tanaka due up, Brett Gardner will pinch hit. Before Gardner comes up, Al, I don't even think that we can hang with Meredith Marakovitz anymore. So we're doing the last inning, and who comes in to visit her?
I saw.
But a Supreme Court justice.
Pretty cool.
Sonia Sotomayor.
And you didn't even say hello.
I turned one way, I didn't see her, but she's coming up to visit Meredith.
Meredith, what's going on?
She's a remarkable lady, what can I say? Huge Yankees fan. She was out in judges' chambers last year, and she came to see the game. She'll be here again tomorrow, weather permitting, but she's a big-time Yankees supporter, grew up in the Bronx, and that's where her affiliation comes from.
I've heard rumors from multiple sources that you were out to dinner with her last night, too.
I did go to dinner with her, as well as some other powerful ladies, so it was a pretty cool dinner. Susan Waldman from WFAN was there as well. It's not every day you get to dine with a Supreme Court justice, Michael.
No, not at all.
And could not be more gracious.
And it's not that difficult to see who she was rooting for. Just, Michael, did you get a chance to see all her Yankee garb?
No, I turned around the wrong way.
Yankee
An
jersey.
Aaron Judge shirt.
Aaron Judge.
Autographed jersey.
Now, is it true, Al? I heard from people that you were out dining with Ruth Bader Ginsburg last night. Or is that not true?
No, that was not true.
Oh, impressive, Meredith. Very impressive. 0-2 on Gardner. Hot dog wrappers blowing across the field right now as the wind is whipping up, as bad weather is coming in. Another bolt of lightning overhead. And there's a sign, a message up on the board. In left field, there's a fly ball to left, or in right center. Take cover under the concourse as severe storms are approaching the area. Pretty windy right now. There's Gleyber Torres. Suero deals a strike. One and one. And Torres gets plucked. So Gleyber Torres will take first.
That's just an overthrown curveball. You see that out of his hand slipped. Certainly not intentional. 77-mile-an-hour pitch from Suero.
When you were out on the field, Al, and there was lightning above, were you concerned?
Yes, I was. I do not like lightning.
Well, you should feel very good about things. We're about as close to lightning as anybody in this ballpark right now.
I thought that. Like, you know, we opened the windows because it's getting nice, a little cool breeze, and we are up there, right?
Yep, with electrical stuff on our head. It's great. Here's Hicks. Shows bunt. Throw to first. Torres is back. Severino shows off the arm.
Secondary lead, almost guts out there. Slap tag by Reynolds. Let's see here. He got out a little too far. He got in there. Stay on the right field side of the bag. Good job.
There's a bunt, a push bunt. Suero fields. And a nice switch of the feet by Reynolds to get Hicks as Torres moves to second.
Element of surprise by Aaron Hicks trying to push it past the pitcher. See where the third baseman playing back. Anthony Rendon comes in, but not far enough down the third base line. Nice job by Mark Reynolds. A few nice plays over there at first. See that? Is it the rosin bag? No, it's a piece of paper. What are we talking about?
Here's Judge now, the go-ahead run at second base. There's a strike. Shreve is up for the Yankees in their bullpen. Could not hold up. 0-2 on Judge. Judge has walked twice and struck out.
That, like, funky cut fastball that cuts, but it's straight. I don't know whether Judge anticipated the break to it. Kind of a slinging type motion from Suero.
Strike 3, Judge down looking. In the 6th, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 3-3 game. Has been put over the field. Have you ever seen a Skittles tart?
Oh, it's beautiful. Look at this
If
thing.
raindrops were Skittles, this wouldn't be that bad. Well, raindrops are not Skittles. Now, it's raining, Al, but it's not pouring. I think that this is more for the safety of the players with the rain, more rain in the forecast, and also with the lightning overhead.
I think more than in lightning. Could they have played another? Could they play in this? Yeah. It's not raining quite hard enough, but when you have signs telling the fans take cover under the concourse, yeah, it's a good idea.
You know, you look at this this game and this series, why I was so jacked up for it, Al. This could be a preview of a possible World Series matchup. You look at what's happening in the National League, and the Nationals got off slowly. They won 13 of 15, and with still a lot of good players coming back. Who's better in the National League? The Dodgers have really struggled. The Cubs are doing a nice job. I think the Phillies and the Braves might be a little young to go for it this year. You know, Yankees right now have the best record in baseball, so we could be seeing an October preview right here. In the East, the Nationals, as I mentioned, had a terrible start. They're just 2 back. The Braves have gotten off to a great start. They're almost like the 2017 Yankees, a year ahead of schedule. The Phillies are right there, a game and a half behind the Braves, and the Nationals a half game behind the Phillies. So the Nationals are a very good team, Alan. They're going to get better when they get back the reinforcements.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You set it up nicely. The American League, to me, it makes sense. There's teams that are on top, as we figured they would, with the Red Sox and the Yankees, respectively. You look certainly in the West with Houston. I think the Angels are a great surprise. The Ohtani story. Cleveland looks like they're riding the ship a little bit. They finally got to 500. That division is not great. And then the National League is so upside down. We're showing that the Braves and the Phillies, while I like what they've done, you know, they're to me, they're not ready yet to be, you know, that team. And
I would say the Nationals might have an easier path to get to the Fall Classic than the Yankees, because the Yankees had to get through the Red Sox, they had to get through the Indians, had to get through the Astros, and then lurking the Angels with a pretty good offense. And if it's a one-game wild card game, you know, I might be facing Ohtani. So that's quite a gauntlet you have to get through to get to the World Series. But these are 2 of the best teams in baseball playing these 2 games.
No question. You look at the National League, Milwaukee, I like what they did last year. They're in first. The Cubs, who kind of sputtered, they're finally a few games over 500. I mean, look what's happened to Dodgers. I mean, we just kind of use them as the go-to. They've been awful. Like 8 games under 500. Arizona's a good. I would say right now the 2 best teams in the National League, is this team right here. The Yankees are playing the Nationals, and they've certainly been righting the ship over the last 15 games, 13-2. And Arizona. I mean, it looks like finally
even more than the Cubs.
Yeah, I do. I do. I think Arizona, what they were able to do last year, really came on the scene. Greinke's finally comfortable there. Patrick Corbin came back healthy. You know, their offense is more than enough. Their bullpen is finally figured out. You know, love Boxberger's what he's done. I think there's no doubt they, you know, there's a few guys that are banged up a little bit. I know Pollock just went on the DL. I really like Robbie Ray. He went on the DL. So there's a couple guys there that are kind of, they're kind of holding it over, but that's a nice team.
And the Yankees started off 9-9, and they've been on fire since then. And coming into play today, half-game lead over the Red Sox and the best record in baseball, which is pretty remarkable the way they played. And you can figure that they're going to get better as the season moves on as well. Well, they are all set in the studio. Two kids from Fordham, Ryan Rucco and Jack Curry. They hear the sad sax music, so that means it's raining. And the forecast is not great. Hopefully we will get this game in. We're the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-3, Yankees and the Nationals. But we toss it all the way back to the Yes Network studios, and we duck for cover to Ryan Rucco and Jack Curry. Guys?